Welcome to the CVC Spotlight presented by Michael DeLazel & Co., CPAs and Business Advisors. For more information and all of your accounting help and needs, you can contact them at cpaneeds.com. We thank you for your support of the CVC Spotlight and the Sugar and Valley Conference. And today we are shining the light on another CVC senior taking a step to go to the next level in football. This time it is Trinity senior Parker Hall, who is going on to continue his football career at Marietta College. Parker, first off, congratulations on a great 4 years at Trinity, and best of luck to you the next 4 years at Marietta.
Thank you.
First off, the easiest question to ask is what were kind of the emotions and how awesome is it to have that opportunity to go and play at the next level?
For me, I feel really blessed that I have the opportunity because I know there's a lot of people who want to that just don't have the opportunity to be able to play at the next level.
Talk about that recruitment process. Obviously, it's never easy, and it always has its highs and its lows. And just talk about that and some of the offers and some of the conversations that you got to have with some of these college coaches that led you to Marietta.
It was a little bit bumpy with some schools because just like Marietta, some schools were going through coaching changes and everything. But a lot of schools were just telling me to make sure I go where I felt most comfortable, and that's what I did.
Well, you mentioned the coaching changes, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but Marietta obviously just recently hired Tom Kaufman, who was known as the head coach of Gilmore Academy and did a really great job with the Lancers in his tenure. So knowing that you have a guy with a lot of experience as a head coach, how excited are you to, take that next step with him, kind of taking you and the whole team under his wing to guide you guys throughout, the college level?
From all the conversations I've had with him, he seems like a really good coach, and all the Marietta players that I've talked to seem to really like him and think he can do good there.
Obviously the process of playing high school sports is also one of those of a bumpy ride, and sometimes you think you're good enough, and maybe you aren't. But at what point did you realize like you had the physical tools, you had you know the technique, the and all the attributes that it took for you to get the opportunity to go play at the next level? And what was just kind of the emotions going through your head once you like got that first offer and it kind of clicked in your head like, yeah, I can go do this?
Um, I feel like when I first realized was probably this year, my senior year, when I came back from a really bad injury last year, and we won the CVC championship this year. And then when I got my first offer, um, it was just like really exciting, and me and my family were really excited.
Talk about that injury and then also this season along with it coming out, and I believe it was one of the first ever CVC championships in football for Trinity. So how awesome was it? What was it to be able to battle through some adversity and ultimately find yourself on top, coming away with a CVC title? And how much is that going to kind of help mold you for some of the trials and tribulations that you're going to face at the next level?
Um, I think that coming back from an injury that was that bad last year, my junior year, I broke my kneecap. So coming back from something like that, it wasn't a short process. So just being able to be patient, and especially at the start, it was a really slow process of coming back. But once I finally got there, it just felt good, and I could tell that I was ready to go.
Obviously the CVC championship was kind of the cherry on top for this season. What did that mean for you as leaving that legacy behind of this Trojans football program, which is kind of building itself up, but to kind of leave that mark of like you can go do this, you can win a conference championship in one of the toughest conferences that Northeast Ohio has to offer.
Yeah, I think it really meant a lot, especially I feel like me and my senior classmates, we really showed the underclassmen the work and stuff that it takes to put in to be able to win something like that.
In the postseason, you were named a second team All CVC athlete at center. How much does that mean? To there's a lot of great offensive linemen across the Sugar and Valley Conference, and to be recognized in the upper echelon of this group of offensive linemen across the conference. How much does that mean to you, and how do you just kind of carry that with you, knowing that you are one of the top across an entire conference that boasts nearly 30 schools?
It felt really good to me, especially like I said earlier, coming back from an injury like that, and I really didn't play. I only played 22 games of football in my whole career, so just being able to improve as quick as I did, it felt really good. And
Well, 22 games is not a whole lot of football, but there's still a lot of football left to be played for you. So, how much do you think that you have learned in those 22 games that are going to help you at least be able to handle that transition and get your feet wet and be able to kind of stand your ground once that time comes? And also, how much what are some things that you're still looking to learn once you get to that next level and having a college coaching staff around you?
I really want to learn more about the game, and like I feel like every game that I played, I got a little bit better every game. So I feel like just the more games I play, the better I'll get.
And we already kind of touched on this and you in that senior class and what you did for the underclassmen, but we'll go legacy as a whole for the entire Trinity community. Obviously, it was a great year for the Trinity Athletics. The boys basketball program did something really special this year. So just kind of walk me through what does it mean to leave that legacy behind of you and your quarterback Aiden Duncan and a few other guys showing that you can go play at the next level. Obviously, the odds are what they are, but no matter what, you can do it if you put the work in. And also we'll mix in the CVC title with that. How awesome is it to do all of those things, and for you especially a short amount of time to leave that legacy behind for the younger generation to strive to accomplish.
I feel like it felt really good to show them like no matter what people around you think, as long as you put in the work and you're confident in yourself, you can do whatever.
All right, man. Thank you so much for your time. Again, want to thank our sponsor of the CVC Spotlight, Michael DeLazy & Co., CPAs and Business Advisors. For all of your accounting help and needs, you can contact them at cpaneeds.com. We thank them for their support of the CVC Spotlight and the Sugar Valley Conference. Parker, again, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on a great, we'll call it 22 games, the accomplishments that have come with that, and a best of luck to you at the next level with the Marietta College Pioneers.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me on.
This episode of CVC Spotlight was presented by Michael DeLazy & Company, CPAs and Business Advisors. Call 216-485-2028 or visit cpaneeds.com to learn more about what DeLazy & Company can do for you.